Hello, and welcome back to Conscious Evolution. My name is Alan. Thank you for joining me here. I'd like to say welcome to all the new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. And if you are subscribed to the channel, make sure you click the notification bell because I've noticed a lot of my notifications aren't going out to a majority of the subscribers. So just make sure that notification bell is clicked. That way you get notified when I do these lives or, the meditations and, regular video posts also. Also, another announcement that the Patreon site is live. It's launched. There's a link below. Check it out after the live video today. Creating the mastermind group, doing group healing sessions. Also, on November 1st at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, there's going to be a group healing session. So if you're interested in participating in that, just please donate to the channel and get ready November 1st. 6:30 p.m. And you donate, just make sure your email's included in there. It usually is through PayPal, but just make sure it is. That way I can shoot you an email if you have any questions or anything about that. Also, check out the website, consciousevolution.love. Go there, it tells you everything you need to know about how to participate in the healing session, maybe what to expect. And there's also a lot of that on the Patreon page as well in the tiers. It kind of explains that. But the thing I'm most excited for, I'm excited for the healing sessions, but I'm most excited for the mastermind group, the mastermind slash spiritual support group. I'm really excited about that. Let's schedule our first meeting for November 9th. So those of you that sign up, just know that's going to be November 9th. And I don't remember the time. Let me see. I wrote it all down at 6 p.m. on 11/9. We're going to do that. And also for the healing sessions, the DNA activation group has 4 sessions a month. The attunement group has 8 sessions a month. And I have all the dates for those listed here. So when you sign up, I will email you all the dates. You select the ones that you can participate in, and we go from there. Anyways, how's everybody doing today? Thank you for joining me. I see Travis left a comment, but he said he couldn't stay for the live. Sorry you missed it, brother, but thanks for sending us some love here. Today, our episode is about consciousness versus ego, and it was 2:22 when I said that. That's awesome. So it looks like I am connected to the chat room. Last night, I was doing a live and I wasn't connected to the chat, so I refreshed the page and it ended the live show. So hopefully this goes a lot better. I can see the chat. There's somebody there. Let me see if I can chat. Hello. Perfect. Looks like it's working good. So you guys, consciousness versus ego. So consciousness, I'm gonna go through like certain things. Hello, Helena. How are you? I'm gonna go through certain topics and kind of go through like what consciousness is and then what like the ego thinks about it. I think it's gonna be kind of fun. So the first topic I have, good, I'm glad you're doing good. The first topic I have here is love. When you're in consciousness, you have unconditional love, love for self, self love. You know you're connected to source, that the source loves you, God loves you, the universe loves you no matter what, unconditional. Well, the ego is a very conditional kind of love. You're loved if or when you do something. It's kind of like your codependency is like, oh, I can feel loved. I will feel loved if this person loves me, or if this happens, then they'll love me, or if I do this or act this way because they think it's or because they'll love me if I do that. That's a very conditional kind of love, and love through consciousness, through spirit and the universe is unconditional love. You're not being judged, it's all, and most importantly is it's about self-love because you are the universe. The universe is you. You are connected to source energy. You are source having an experience, a physical experience. But, we're given the illusion that we're cut off from source, and that's the ego allows that to continue go through. So ego's love is very conditional. Hello, Bravery. Hey, buddy. How you doing, man? I'm glad you could join us here today. I'm getting a couple people in here now. 4 people, and it's 4:44 on the video. That's awesome. I love it. So that's love, consciousness versus ego, love. The next thing I have is abundance. Everything in the universe is abundant. everything, the grass, the trees, the oxygen and air that we breathe. I mean, everything, all the animals, wildlife, the insects, everything is in abundance in this planet, in the universe, the stars, the planets, the everything. Well, with the ego, it doesn't see your abundance. You know, with the consciousness, the abundance, it's all abundant. You are abundant. You have everything you need. It's already within you. You know, it's already written in your DNA. Everything is abundant. But with ego, that's more of a lack energy. Like, nah, we don't have it. Or, I can't be happy until I have this. And then once you get that, whatever it is, it's usually money that people associate with abundance. So, hail. So Hale. How you doing, Sohail? Twin flame. Um, Thank you for that clarification, by the way. I lost my train of thought. Oh, lack. So with the ego, we usually perceive that as being in a lack energy or we don't have enough money. It's usually money. That's what I was talking about. Believing, needing the physical evidence to believe your abundance, like you're not abundant. It kind of goes with happiness also because you can't be happy until you have this, until you get out of that lack mentality, until you see the physical evidence in your reality that you are not abundant until that point. So it's kinda like the opposites here, it's consciousness and ego, so it's like, what would consciousness do? Oh, that's a T-shirt, I'm gonna make that. I'm gonna write that down. I love that. Excuse me one second. Such a trick by ego to miss what we already have. Yeah, well, the ego, gives you the illusion that you don't have it because it's not in your physical reality, so that's a fun thing. Okay, so the next thing I wrote down is consciousness. You are worthy. You are 100% whole and complete just the way you are. Ego. You can only be enough when you have this. You will only be 100% whole and complete when you have that mansion that you wanted with the six-car garage full of Lamborghinis and Porsches. Then you'll be whole and complete. Like, no, 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 no. And the ego is constantly looking like you're not worthy because you don't have this. This isn't in your physical reality. Like I was watching something today that's like with a business model, and the Gary V. If you don't know who he is, he's pretty badass. I'm striving to put out that level of content that's just amazing to me. If you don't know who he is, check him out. But he had a chart from like happiness and then success, and the goal is to kind of be in the middle to have happiness and success. But he was saying if you can achieve that happiness and be dead broke and have no money, but if you're happy, you have won at life. You are winning. Your emotional state, if you can feel love, self-love and happiness just the way you are right now, you are living in your consciousness, not in the ego. So if you're in the ego, it's like you can't achieve that happiness unless you have something else. I mean, most of the ego things are kind of just repeating that. And you're not worthy. It's trying to keep itself from dying essentially because this ego is something we're purging out. The ego has all these things that we don't, these characteristics that we don't like, the judgment, the fear, the not worthiness. It's like we are all these things and we don't need the physical material reality to reflect that back to us in order to have that, in order to sustain that feeling, that worthiness, that love, that abundance. All right. So the next thing is same kind of thing, worthy. You are enough. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. And the ego's like, well, no, no, you're really not enough. You're not enough until you do this. Or when you get here, you'll be enough. Or when you accomplish that, then it'll be enough. But the thing is, when you and if you accomplish that thing that your ego thinks will be enough when you get there, it doesn't change because you haven't worked on your physical or mental mind state. You haven't worked on that ego. So if you think when you accomplish something, then you'll feel a certain way or a better way, then when you accomplish that, you don't feel any different. You might have a quick hit of dopamine, of endorphins, of adrenaline when you accomplish that goal. But unless you're doing the work on yourself, and it's not going to, you're going to get that quick hit, and then you're going to go right back to wanting something else, to wanting something outside of yourself, to wanting more. And it's just the cycle that we continue to go through. This thing doesn't want to stay in my ear, so we're just going to put it right in there. All right. So it's really about working on yourself, getting into your consciousness, and loving who you are, and knowing that you're exactly where you're supposed to be right now in this present moment. If not, you wouldn't be there. So, and everything is happening for your highest good. Everything is happening for you. Well, the ego is the other way around. Everything is happening to you. It's that victim mentality. It's like you're blaming other people for your situation. You're blaming others for your problems. You got that victim mentality that everything is happening to you. Nothing is happening for you, but everything really is happening for you. The ego tends to miss the maintenance that comes with material stuff. Yeah, the ego is a crafty little bugger. All right. So with the consciousness, the next thing I wrote was connected, feeling loved. Get that warm and tingly feeling, knowing you're connected with the creator, knowing that you're loved by your creator, like a Lamborghini. Yeah. Yeah. So feeling, when you get that connected feeling, like you're connected to source, to the universe, to God, whatever resonates with you. That's a really good feeling. You do then feel whole and complete. You do feel like you're enough. You do feel abundant. You do feel that unconditional love. Like these whole things, it's kind of like they all go together almost. It's like completely connected, completely, it just feels so good. Well, the ego is like, okay, well, it feels good, but that can't be real. That feels too good. It's too good to be true. It's way too good to be true. You're not really connected to God. You're not really part of that. I mean, do you think you're God? I mean, that's like blasphemy. What's wrong with you? Why would you think that? You're not God. That's the ego trip. That's also part of the programming that we've been programmed with our whole lives, with all the how we're taught to worship external things. We're taught to place your faith in things that are outside of yourself, and that's not cool. So the ego is that's too good to feel good. The ego is good at justifying, rationalizing how stupid things are. And that's a judgment. So judgment starts with the word stupid. When you think something is stupid, you are then judging or about to judge something. Because everyone's experience is valid. So nothing should be stupid. I mean, really. So I wrote down downloads. Is consciousness. We get steady streams of consciousness. You hit the flow state, like right now. That feels really good. Like I'm in a flow state. I'm just flowing in the words. It's like I'm streaming consciousness as a download. I'm allowing the universe to speak through me, and it feels really good. And I really don't even think about what I'm saying. I write it down so I can look at it and channel that information essentially. But the other downloads I wrote down is like you get a great idea. You might actually hear a voice from spirit. You're just in that flow state of pure creation. That's your consciousness. That's spirit. That's the universe. well well, like I said, ego is going to justify that. So that's too good to be true. Oh, those ideas are stupid. They're not great ideas. Like you get an idea from your download that's like you think it's a great idea and you write it down, you get really excited and passionate about it. And then all of a sudden, if you stop and let your ego take over, it's like, no, that's stupid. Don't create that. People are going to judge you for that. People aren't going to align with that. Don't be original. Don't create something that's outside of the box. Do stay in that box. Do what other people are doing that are successful. Do don't do what you really wanna do. Do what you think other people want you to do. That's the ego. Doing what comes to you, what download you get, what information you get from the universe, from the cosmos, from God, from spirits or angels, whatever resonates with you, honor that because those are the best ideas. That is you creating and getting in a creator mentality, and when you can just flow with your creations and create them and see how that works, because people will resonate with it if you're speaking something true and something that's truly expressive of who you really are, not what you think people want you to say, then that will resonate with other people. And that's what it's all about. We're all here helping each other. We're all helping each other get through this ascension, through this spiritual and conscious evolution. So that brings me to the next point. Change. Change is good. Change, you need change, constant change in your life. That's soul growth and development. You're evolving into a new person, a new personality. When you embrace that change, embrace the unknown, because that's where the best things in life happen, is when you're in a changing. If you stay stagnant in the same thing, you're really not learning anything. You're just having the same experience in different variations over and over again. Usually the timing is divine too, connecting with others. Indeed. Yes, it is. So well, the change is good, soul growth, development, evolving, and the ego is going to say, change is bad. The ego fears change. That's scary. It's not safe. If it's not safe, the ego doesn't want to do it. If it's not in your comfort zone, the ego doesn't want to do it. The ego doesn't know it. The ego doesn't want to do it. The ego is not familiar with it. You might get hurt. That's too much work. Don't do that. Just sit here and do what you normally do and stay in your same routine, and don't experience new things, because you might learn something or you might become spiritual and evolve away from needing me, meaning the ego. So change is good. Change is really good. I know I spent a lot of time fearing change. I was scared to make that change. I was scared to take a leap of faith. I was scared that things wouldn't work out. And I was also in a mentality where I was blaming others for my situation, for my problems. I was not taking responsibility, because everything happens for you. It doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. So I was really in a fear mentality. And that's actually my next one. Fear, false evidence appearing real. That's your consciousness knowing that fear isn't real. It's false evidence appearing real. And our ego is like, no, well, I'm scared of this thing. So fear is absolutely real. I fear change. Don't change. Don't, no, no, don't change. No, 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 no. That's scary. That's scary. Stay right here. Stay in your comfort zone. Don't step outside the box. Fear is also with the ego is going to overanalyze anything, everything. Your thoughts are going to run rampant. It's going to keep going and going and going. It's going to create stress. You can create stress from a thought. No other animal on this planet can do that except for us. We can create stress and anxiety just by a thought, just by triggering a thought. We trigger those emotions inside of us, and that triggers our body to get into a fight or flight mode. Just joining, how about ego and health boundaries? Ooh, that's a good one. We'll get there. Thank you, Lisa. Um, I lost my train of thought again. I really don't have a train of thought, just a stream of consciousness. Oh yeah, there we go. Create stress from a thought. No other animals can do that on this planet. I mean, like if like a deer is being chased by a predator or something, it'll take off running, and it gives into that stress, and then and this is running for survival. It's in that survival mode. There's lower um the survival mode. And 15 minutes after it's done being chased, then it goes right back to grazing and eating, and it's out of that fear mentality again. Well, with us, we don't need that external thing to trigger the fear. We can trigger it ourselves by living in the past, by triggering those emotions, by thinking of those traumatic incidents or anything that triggers a fear or any kind of uncomfortability as far as emotional standpoint. And we will throw our bodies into that fight or flight mode by doing that. Just by thinking, you can shut down your total immune system. You can, by being stressed every day and thinking about these old stories, this stress, this fight or flight creates dis-ease in your body. So if you do that every day for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, I mean, it makes sense that you're going to create a disease. You're going to create an ailment. You're going to create something that is not good for you. And you're dedicating your energy to that stress, to overanalyzing, to overthinking, to creating that emotion that keeps your body in that fight or flight, which all your energy is going towards serving that. So if stress can create a disease, and you create the disease, the dis-ease, by your thoughts, by staying in that fight or flight, then doesn't it make sense that you can heal yourself by thinking better thoughts, by not being triggered by the fear, by realizing that fear is a false illusion appearing, or false evidence appearing real? We can heal ourselves, because then we're not dedicating our energy and staying in that fight or flight mode, and that the energy of the body can start working into your immune system and can start healing itself properly. Yeah, so that's fear. I didn't realize that about other animals. Yeah, it makes sense, huh? Right? Other animals, other creatures on this planet don't go around just being scared by because they thought of something. They're only startled when they see something, or when they're triggered into a survival mode. Excuse me. So, thoughts, consciousness. I am not my thoughts, feelings, emotions, or beliefs. No, you are not. I am aware that I'm not my thoughts, feelings, or emotions. I am not my beliefs. A belief is just the thought you continue to think. I am not that. The ego. I love negative thoughts. I love it. I am absolutely fully my thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and I embrace it. I embrace it all. I overthink, I overanalyze, I stress out for no reason. I love being my beliefs. Don't let me die. So when you know you're not your thoughts, feelings, or emotions, and you can disassociate yourself with them, you're essentially, the ego is dying off. You're having an ego death, which is very important. You know, you get rid of the fear and judgment, and that is a huge blow to your ego, because that's what consumes most of its time. Lisa, yeah, animals have proper trauma coping mechanisms or something, can balance their nervous system. Paraphrasing, but yeah, I've totally read about that before. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's survival. It's survival instinct. So that's their programming basically. They know how to survive and run and survive. So if they don't get caught and survive, then they go back to their other survival mechanisms, which is eating and reproducing. So that's just what they do. But they don't waste time in fear for no reason. It's like we're the only animals that do that. Like why? Why do we do that? It's a program. So, what does Lisa say? Just joining. How about ego and healthy boundaries? Healthy boundaries. Well, consciousness with healthy boundaries is going to be, this is how I expect to be treated. Is that the right way? Do I want to, let me think about this for a second. Consciousness and ego. Oh, I wrote. Oh, yeah. Anyways, healthy boundaries. Healthy boundaries are important. Absolutely. I'm in the middle of trying to figure out the best way to create healthy boundaries with some people in my life. And I've been putting it off for a long time because it's not comfortable for me to do. You know, I've I've spent my whole life allowing people to just walk all over me, you know, to not say anything and stand up for myself. You know, that's what I've been doing. You know, I've just allowed that, and I've allowed the disrespect. I've allowed the ignorance. Yeah, like not reacting from ego when someone violates them or accidentally gaslights you from their own unawareness of their energy and behaviors and words and tone, etc. It's about divine time. Hey Jessica, how you doing? You're the love, Alan. You are love, and your transformation is beautiful. Thank you, as is yours. So, not reacting is consciousness. When you don't react from a place of not being in your own energy. So, how you know you're in your own energy is when you're not being reactive, when you're not speaking from, what I keep saying the same word. I'm trying to think of a different one, but it's not working. When you're speaking from that calm place, that's when you're in your own energy. So, if you're getting triggered or someone gaslights you, as Lisa said, then you should really, if it's triggering you, then you should just not speak for a second. Take a breath and try to get back into your own energy. And when you get into that place, you respond from a place of calmness. If you can't respond from a place of calmness, then you probably shouldn't respond, because then you're not in your own energy. You're in the consciousness or in that entangled consciousness of the other person, or you're picking up the energy that's out there that doesn't serve your highest good. So if other people's unawareness triggers you, that's also showing you something about yourself. But you set those boundaries, and when someone says something, if that triggers you, you just basically like, that's that's not okay to me. Like, look, I'm not trying to be rude, I'm not trying to disrespect you, I'm just saying, for me, I that's not acceptable to say that to me or to talk to me that way. This is where I draw the line and make that clear to them, but not in a rude way. Don't pop off at them. You know what I mean? So hopefully that answers your question. That's right, guys. Jessica took a train ride. She is on her way to California, currently in Colorado. She told me it was snowing there. That's fun. I'm pretty sure she left the East Coast so she didn't have to experience snow, and she's going through snow. That's all right. At least you're on the train. You'll be good. You'll be good. It's 11:11. That's perfect. It was 1:11 here. Oh, it's 1:12 now. 1:12. All right. Wow, 27 minutes. That's crazy. Equals 9. All right, guys, don't forget to hit the like button when you're in here. I love it. Thanks, Ellen. You're welcome, Jessica. So, how's everybody doing now? We got a couple people in here. I know Jessica's on the road or on the train. That's exciting. I'm kind of jealous. I want to travel again. Yes, definitely helped. Good, Lisa. I'm glad it helped. But yeah, not woke, unaware, but more like refusing to self reflect and continuing looping after heart to hearts causes the trigger. You know, I I've left situations because of how conversations go. When you That's what the looping said to me. Grateful for the sun today. Indeed. Yeah, there's no sun here. Um, but I've left relationships because of the conversations always going in a loop. You pour your heart and soul and energy into trying to help somebody, and it's just like a broken record that keeps spinning around and playing the same tape over and over and over again, no matter what you do. I've tried to take on different aspects and different approaches, and being a different personality to try to fit into that situation and try to help that person. But really, I was just dishonoring myself and dishonoring my own energy and my own abilities, to try and I was giving my energy to someone that didn't want it, that didn't appreciate it, that didn't care. You can't help somebody that doesn't want to help themselves. So if that person, like you said, isn't willing to self-reflect, because most people, their actions and words are ways to not self-reflect. Instead of self-reflecting and looking and going within and seeing what and why they're thinking and feeling these ways, they project that out to their people surrounding them with that victim mentality. They're blaming their surroundings for what's going on within them. They're having a mental block, or triggering their stress thoughts, and reacting all the time. And they either don't know that they have, well, I'm sure it's like intuitive that you have an issue, but they aren't willing to look within and go deep into that issue to find the cause of it, to find the root of it. Because if you do that, if you sit with something long enough, and you ask your guides for help, and you ask the universe to help, just to find what is causing that feeling or that pain that keeps surfacing, Like, once you find it, you can start to heal it. It's really just about a change in perspective. If I mean, every single person on this planet could benefit from a change in perspective on something in their lives. People are very often narrow-minded and they only see things as black or white, that it's either this way or I don't like it, or which I guess, I'm jumping around a lot. My mind's really going, but that's what it is. I mean, people are not willing to look within and do the work, and they're afraid to face themselves or what it comes down to. So if you're doing the inner work, if you're self-reflecting, bravo. You are being your own superhero. You are the superhero when you can go inside and self-reflect and speak your truth, and helping yourself is helping everyone around you. It benefits everyone around you, whether they know it or not. You doing the work affects your entire reality. It affects everybody in your reality, everyone you come into contact with. You are then in turn shining light into their lives. You're planting seeds of awakening, of spiritual growth and evolution that you don't have to be there to watch foster. You don't have to be there to water that plant and watch that seed grow. You just plant the seeds and let their consciousness do the work for them. Let their higher selves guide them. Let them figure it out, because you can't change people. You can't do anything to help. I mean, you can help people's ascension journeys. You can help them, like, kind of, plant the seed. That's what I'm saying. You can really just plant the seed, and you don't have to stick around to watch it grow. And also, when you do that, that person knows what you're speaking of. That you're not that they can go to you with that. Like, everyone in my family, if they started this ascension journey or spiritual awakening, like, I don't care what you said or what you've done to me, like, I've forgiven all that stuff, I've let it go, and I'm at a place now to set clear boundaries and then move on from there. But if any of you going through an awakening, you can contact me. I know what I'm talking about when it comes to this stuff, and I will help you through it. I will answer questions for you. I will share my experiences with you, and that goes for everybody here. It doesn't have to be just my family. I'm using that as an example, but I mean, like, I don't care what you did to me. I don't care what's happened between us in the past. I will be here for you if you need help on your journey, on your awakening. That's that's what it's all about, and it's that unconditional love, to not place strings, to put strings on it, to be conditional and codependent relationships. Like, I'm done with all that stuff. I'm not interested in any of that any longer. So if we can't have a healthy dialogue and you understand my boundaries, but not get offended by them, because it's not anything, because he, like, it's not like situational. Well, it is kind of situational with the boundaries, but when I put the boundaries, I feel like it might be perceived a certain way, like they might feel whatever, but I also know that I'm not responsible for the way you perceive things. So that's kind of like, and I'm working on finding the way to say it that is peaceful, if that makes sense. Yeah. So 3:33 on the clock. Look at that. Beautiful 33:33. So when you change your energy, when you change your thoughts, your beliefs, you can you can create a new you can create a new personality. And when you do that, that is reprogramming yourself. That is creating a new reality for yourself. When you put in that work, when you do that self-analysis, that soul growth, then you can change your reality. The as within, so without, as above, so below. Your internal thoughts, beliefs, and your feelings and emotions, even though they're not yours, your external reality is a reflection of those. So the more imbalanced you are within, the more imbalanced your external reality will be. So you reprogram yourself. And the energy now in the month of November, And it really is supporting that. It's really supporting that soul growth to go within, to dive deep and to figure out what it is and move those fears through your body. Find those emotions and feel them, sit with them, and allow your body to process those emotions and let it to move out of you. Because we have those old traumas, that's what it is. There's emotions that haven't been processed because we remember something by having an emotion attached to it. So when we have a traumatic event, that emotion we feel during that traumatic event is what stays with us. It's not the event, it's that emotion. So we got to let that emotion come through and out of us, and we start to heal from that. And then, like, visualization and meditation is a great way to do that. Meditation is a great way to do everything, in my opinion. I mean, our minds are so powerful. Our bodies are the human is so powerful. It really is beyond most people's belief. Like, most people don't believe that it's possible to do the things that we can do. That's why, like, with our workshops that we're creating, it's what we're proving to you. It's kind of forcing you to step through that fear and go into it. And then, like, once you step through it, it's powerful. We want to know about Africa. I haven't talked to Africa recently. I hope she's doing well. She's in her PhD program, still living in California. So I hope all's well with her. She has yeah, I really haven't talked to her. So I think she has, oh yeah, she has a YouTube channel. So just look her up. You might be able to see her PhD journey if you're interested in that. But I'm sure she's doing well. Um, yeah, that's pretty much where I was at. I was also researching something else today about. I find it interesting. I was looking at the scale of consciousness. Have you ever seen that? The scale of consciousness where it's like rooting from like 0 to 700, and it's like the V shape. It goes up, and it's like your bottom is like your guilt and shame and fear and anger, desire, and then it goes to like the courage, pride, neutrality, and acceptance, willingness, joy, love, reason, enlightenment, so on and so forth. That the chart has colors associated with it, which are associated with the chakra colors, which fascinated me because that's directly like it goes line in line. Like, root chakra is your base desire, your guilt and your shame. Well, your solar plexus is like your desire and anger, and your sacral is like the fear and grief, and the root is the apathy, guilt, and shame, which are all really low levels of consciousness. So it's like these are the chakras that we're working with, that we're healing and purging and moving that energy through us to get up into the heart chakra is the next stage. And then we get the heart, throat, third eye, crown chakra. It's like working your way up the stages of enlightenment, which fascinated me. I made that correlation recently, and it's just fascinating. So, anyways, it's been 37 minutes. I want to try to keep my lives around this time. So maybe some other people watch them. But if you guys have any questions, I'd be willing to answer them right meow. And let's all wish Jessica well and hope her safe travels. I hope you get there, and I hope it's everything you need in your life right now. We all love you and hope all's going well. I hope you can get back into ketosis soon. I almost cheated yesterday, but I didn't. I kept myself. I didn't get that sugary cake that I wanted. I'm being good still. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do a show on extreme weight loss because I've lost 100 pounds in the last year, basically. So I think that'd be a good way to get past it. I don't know what you mean, but thank you. Oh, going through the fear, not around it. Yes, bravery. I'm from Sweden. That's awesome, Helena. That's cool. She ate donuts. Yeah, donuts and pizza. The sugar cravings are real. They are real. It is serious. Luckily, I have all these chocolates here, which is milk chocolate, and I can't have dairy, so it's not good. Did that show? There we go. Shh, just let it go. Just let it happen. All right, guys. If you don't have any questions, I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining the live. If you weren't here in the beginning, go to the Patreon link below. Check out the new page. Consider donating. That's how we keep this foundation going. Well, it's not a foundation. It's my foundation. It's my creation. But that's the things that I have on here. The programs and editing software. Everything costs money, and I'm not working right now, so all the donations go towards helping me continue to create and bring these things to you for free. Essentially, I do a lot of free content. Also, the mastermind group and the Patreon account starts on November 9th. So I don't need, but I am accepting 5 people. I think I have 2 people already that are signing up for it. So that's 3 or 4 more people that we could use, and that's going to be a great group, man. I mean, go to the Patreon, check it out, like it, follow me, create a Patreon account if you don't already have one. I would really appreciate it. Go to the website. It's just consciousevolution.love. There's also a link below. Subscribe to the website so you get all the newsletters and updates and discounts for healing sessions and things like that. And the group healing session is on November 1st. It's in 2 days at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I hope to see you in the field there. If you want to participate, just send a donation to the channel, whatever amount you feel comfortable doing that you can do. It's got to be through PayPal for that one. So just click the PayPal link below and donate, have your email address, and just say, put a note in saying group healing session or something like that. I'll know just by the different amount than what I charge for the healing sessions. Also, the Patreon account has 2 sections, 2 groups: the DNA activation group, which is 4 sessions a month, 4 distance group sessions, and the attunement group, which is 8 sessions a month. When you sign up, I will send you the schedule for everything, and you can pick the ones you want to participate in. All right, guys, I think that is it. Thanks for going live, Alan. You're welcome, Bravery. I really enjoy doing it. Thank you guys for being here and supporting and chatting. Hit the like button on your way out. I love each and every one of you. Be the change that you want to see in this world. That Be the love you want to see. That love and that change all starts with you. Do it, meow. Love you guys.